You came in backwards. Did you come in backwards, did you?
Aye.
Why is that?
The right way now on Friday.
Right, yeah, okay, right.
Thank you very much. Up to the jollier standard, 3 minutes early.
Many are in there? 4 of them. This cold of these, is it? Cold.
Yeah, we gotta go to jollier standard, 3 minutes early. We cleaned ourselves a day on the last week. This week.
How much coal do you put in there?
Well, it's one every 50 miles.
It's one every 50 miles, Jesus.
Just hold on there.
Okay. What's the top speed of this one?
60 miles an hour.
No, 60. It's a good speed, isn't it? Yeah.
I just love out the there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Richie,
How we doing? How
You're
are
the-
things? Yeah.
you're the train man.
Well, I'm a steward. I work on the train as a steward.
Can you? So you work as a steward on the train, yeah?
Yeah. Well, when I say work, like, we're all volunteers.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. The only one being paid now are the driver, the fireman, the inspector. Totally volunteers. We do this for the love of trains.
And who's we?
Well, we've about 22 volunteers on this train, from catering to bar staff to stewarding to maintenance crews for rewatering the engine, coaling the engine. It's an awful lot of behind the scenes work to be done. When you're
And who owns the train?
The Railway Preservation Society of Ireland, RPSI.
And where are you based out of?
We are based in Dublin and we have another base in Whitehead in Northern Ireland.
Okay.
We're totally separate from Éireann Road Éireann. We're a separate railway company.
And where do you store the train then?
These carriages were built in 1963 and they're stored in Inchicore Railway Works.
Okay.
Éireann Road Éireann very kindly allow us to bring our carriages in there. And most of our engines are stored in Connolly Shed. We've 2 stored in Connolly Shed in Dublin, and the rest are stored up in Whitehead in Northern Ireland.
And how many trains do you have?
We have about 7 or 8 engines.
Engines, yeah.
Yeah, we have about 3 to 4 in traffic. After 10 years, we lose our boiler certificate, regardless of the amount of hours that's on it.
And what does that mean?
That means that every 10 years, regardless of the amount of usage, the engine has to go in for a massive overhaul. We have to spend about 80,000 sterling to upgrade the engine.
And that's for safety, is it?
It's compulsory.
Compulsory,
Yeah.
So how many passengers have you on the...
I
Is
think
this train full now, is it?
This train was chartered by Go Holidays from the UK.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a mixture of train and bus. Now tomorrow they'll be in coaches. They'll be doing the usual Kylemore Abbey and around the west. And normally when we're doing these trips, these are 1-week trips. We normally do 1-day trips. There from Dublin, and then again we do our Santa Claus trips from Dublin as well.
So you're busy?
Do about 15 Santa Claus trains last year. We carried over 7,000 passengers.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And needless to say, Santa Claus was on the train as well. Yeah.
So how long are you staying in Westport for then this time?
We'll be staying in Westport all day tomorrow, and then on Friday we're bringing these passengers home. So
Are you familiar with the Westport to Achill line? Do you know much about that?
Yeah, and I didn't walk the full amount, but I walked a section of it always, yeah.
The Greenway, the new
Greenway,
yeah.
This is our 2nd time this year to come into Westport. We come in about 3 times a year.
And sadly, we've no train left from Westport to Achill. I think it was wasn't it terrible what happened really?
Well, they're taking out all the small lines, all the lines that don't make money. There's nothing left, only mainline stuff now.
Yeah.
There's a few. There's one small line down to Cove from Cork. Well, that's regularly used, so it's still turning over some money, so it's kept.
But I suppose we have the Greenways.
Well,
There's something left.
There's another Greenway that Waterford to Dungarvan. That was a lovely rail line, and that now is a Greenway. So at least there's some use going into them.
Can you sleep on board these now, or do you sleep off?
Only in the sitting position. No,
like the rest of us.
No, we there's no sleepers on these. No. But they're quite comfortable. You're welcome to come on board, and I can show you around.
I will, surely.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You go ahead of me.
Yeah.
Is there much maintenance with them?
A lot of maintenance.
A lot of maintenance, yeah.
Can you give me a few minutes?
That's it now, we're finished now.
How you doing?
How are you? Grab this way.
Giving these girls the royal tour.
Royal tour, yes. Oh, they're the latest.
Oh yeah.
How are you?
Good now.
How are you, Norman?
So you can have a bit of grub on here, you can.
We can have a bit of everything. This is our bar that volunteers built this. This was an ordinary 64-seater coach. And we built this bar. And that's John the barman.
Where are you, John?
Head barman. He's a very shaky hand when he's pouring you short.
Well, he has a cure for it, so you can another one will steady up the hand for him.
Say nothing.
Are all the carriages the same here?
They're all 1963, 64.
64, but I see nice seats down there. They're all the same.
I'll show you now the upholstery. This is the only known railway bar in the world that serves draft Guinness.
Is that right, John? Yeah.
And O'Hara's, yes.
And does it travel well?
Does it what? You won't get a better pint anywhere.
You're serious, yeah.
You might get a gooder pint now in Westport, up in Tom Moran's.
You'll be trying it out, you will?
Oh my God, we'll the Pope a Catholic. Now I'll bring you up to one of our coaches that we got reupholstered about 2 years ago. So that's
a great job, isn't it?
That's where our punters are sitting.
Looks really classy, that, doesn't it? Yeah.
It is, yeah, it gives it a lift. We, when we're doing our day runs at home in Dublin, we don't have the antimacassars on, we don't have the carpet on. This is just for the visitors.
Well, can you take up the carpet? You can?
Oh, we can of course, yeah.
And what's the day run in Dublin consist of?
The day run in Dublin could be up on the Northern Line, maybe going up to Dundalk, and a few smaller runs in between. We would bring some passengers to Drogheda, and then they'd spend the day in Drogheda, and when we're up there then we'd sell the train again for a local trip, say Drogheda to Skerries. We also would run down to, big one down to Rosslare Europort, which is a nice run, and we also would do short runs maybe to Wicklow and return.
Will there be any day trip on this tomorrow now, or
No.
for
no,
local? The locals won't be able to go on a little trip now.
No, we have because it's a private charter, they actually call the shots.
Okay, yeah. It's theirs for the week, or for the...
Now I'm going to bring you into our generator if you're interested.
Yeah, well, I'm very interested in it, yeah.
This is what you're looking at here. See these radiators down here? They're all heated by steam.
Okay. Steam.
Steam. The last coaches in Ireland to be heated by steam.
Oh, okay.
And these coaches, as I said to you, were built in 63, 64. The first half dozen or so came in from the UK. Craven Brothers were the builders, and the rest came in a flat pack.
Flat pack.
Yeah, and we all thought IKEA were the first flat pack people here. Not so.
What year was that?
That was 63, 64.
Get the two boys together here, yeah. There we go.
Yes, this is Gerard.
Gerard.
One of the stewards, yeah.
You're not going to throw me off, no?
No.
We're going to see the generator, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to bring you in here now. Yeah, I'll show you now. It's a bit oily, just be careful.
Oh, don't worry about that, you're used to.
This is one of our water tanks for the boiler.
To store the water in, yeah?
I'm going to bring you to a noisy area now. This will be our generator in here.
Yeah? For the boys, yeah?
And we make our tea. That boiler inside is the boiler for heating water
For the heating, yeah.
steam heating, yeah.
And the generator, would it use it for hot water as well? For hot water?
Well,
or just heat?
Obviously not for heating. There's a boiler, a small tea boiler here.
Okay, yeah.
Where the guard sits. Guard sits here.
What's his job?
That's a manual brake, to wind on brake.
And what's the guard's job? What does he do?
The guard would be supervising the train, the running of the train, looking after signals, communicating with the driver, usually with a green flag when it's safe to leave the platform.
And he sticks it out the window?
Well, he'd do that, or maybe stand on the platform and hold out the green flag. Yeah. That's a clearance to go, and then he'll step back on the train, just as it's moving off.
And the red flag there is not ready to go yet?
No, the red flag is telling me that the brake is on. If we pull away now with the brake on, it can damage the wheels.
Okay.
There's not going to wear on the wheels.
And are the brakes very efficient? They're very good, are they?
These brakes are vacuum brakes.
This the guard?
No, this man is the chief engineer.
Chief engineer, yeah.
This is Peter. He joined in 1962.
1963?
63. He's there from the very start. Yeah.
And you're on the same train or different trains?
Different stuff.
Yeah, you're retired and come back with it, or are you voluntary? Yeah.
Oh, we're all volunteers.
All volunteers.
All volunteers.
Okay,
yeah.
And what kind of things do you do as an engineer?
Everything.
Everything, yeah.
He looks after the generator. He looks after the steam heating.
Yeah.
The body work.
Anything mechanical like that.
Good man, yeah.
No.
He done that when he was as a career, like, did he?
No.
No? Picked it up?
Picked it up.
Yeah?
Picked it up. When we got past me, have to go down there and check.
Again, this is your youngest
The
engine?
youngest engine, 1947.
Already there.
Yeah.
And what's the oldest one?
Oh my goodness, we've won the late 1800s. Yeah.
And is it working?
Oh yeah, well it was up to about 3 years ago, but as I said to you before, we get 10 years certificate out of an engine. After 10 years, it has to go back in, new boiler, new tubes, everything has to be replaced on it. This engine is known as a tank engine.
Tank. Because it looks like a tank, isn't
Well,
it?
we've all heard of Thomas the Tank Engine.
The tank, yeah,
Tank
yeah.
engine being that there's no tender on it. Hole and the
Oh,
wall
it's all together, yeah.
is at the back.
Okay.
We carry about 2,300 gallons of water, and our consumption of water is about 40 gallons per mile.
That's a lot, isn't it?
It's not really,
Isn't
no.
it?
Steam engines, no. We burn about a ton of coal every 50 miles.
Yeah.
So when we're coming down this far, we have to have the engine recoaled, and we have to take on water. Most, in fact, all of the water tanks are now defunct, and we usually use maybe a civil defence tender, and they very kindly will liaise with us and pump on the water.
So there's a bit of organisation and work in this when you go for a trip.
Huge amount.
Yeah,
Huge amount.
Sounds like it, yeah. But it's worth it. You enjoy it. You love it.
Very enjoyable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Very,
yeah,
very
yeah.
enjoyable. Yeah. Would you
Yeah.
like to have a look at the engine?
And have a look at the engine, did you?
Yeah.
Come on. Right. One more.